In a world where over 80% of Indian students report exam stress, where school often feels like a prison, and where fear dominates learning, one man stood against the tide, Jiddu Krishnamurti. His vision? A school without fear, a place where the child is not a product, but a presence. Decades before holistic education became a buzzword, Krishnamurti built something timeless. Schools that nurtured clarity over conformity, freedom over fear, and intelligence over information. Welcome to a journey inside Rishi Valley, Brockwood Park, and the radical educational philosophy that still shakes the foundation of how we teach. Jiddu Krishnamurti was not a typical educator. Born in 1895 in colonial India, he was hailed as a world teacher by the Theosophical Society, only to later reject every organized system, including religion, nationalism, and educational dogma. His question was simple yet profound. Can we educate a child without conditioning them? His answer was these schools, centers of learning that prioritized observation over obedience, silence over slogans, and being over becoming. Today, his schools in India, the UK, and the US continue to offer a revolutionary alternative. Let's begin with Rishi Valley School, nestled in the dry hills of Andhra Pradesh. Established in 1926, it's Krishnamurti's oldest and most iconic institution. The campus itself is a silent teacher, 250 acres of tranquil nature, birdsong, banyan trees, and wind-swept silence. But its real uniqueness lies in its rhythm. No bells, no uniforms, no rankings. Children learn not to compete but to question, to observe, and to listen. The annual fee for Indian students ranges from 4.8 rupees to 5.5 lakhs rupees, $5,700 to $6,600 USD, including boarding, making it one of the more premium progressive schools in India, but one that parents of means consider priceless. At Rishi Valley, the curriculum is rooted in the ICSE board, but the approach is deeply experiential. A class on math might begin with nature patterns. A physics lesson may unfold through questions about why birds fly. Students are encouraged to think, feel, and reflect, not memorize. Mornings begin with silent reflection, followed by community service, not road drills. Teachers are not authority figures but co-explorers, encouraging space rather than imposing answers. The student-teacher ratio is kept intentionally low, nurturing an atmosphere of intimacy and insight. But Rishi Valley is more than just academics. It is a philosophical experiment in living intelligently. Environmental responsibility is baked into daily life. The school has its own reforestation program, organic farming, and solar-powered dorms. Cultural exploration is encouraged through music, the arts, and dialogue. There's no hierarchy among subjects. Music is as sacred as math. The goal is not college placement, but clarity, producing human beings who are introspective, alert, and free of conflict. Former students often describe the school as the place that taught me how to see. Now shift continents to Brockwood Park School in Hampshire, England, Krishnamurti's European flagship. Founded in 1969, Brockwood is set in the English countryside and welcomes students from over 25 countries. The fees range from £27,000 to £31,000 per year, $34,000 to $39,000 USD. But this cost includes everything: boarding, tuition, meals, and access to a library of rare Krishnamurti talks and a community that treats each individual with deep respect. Here too, there are no uniforms, no grades, no standardized tests. Education is not for a job, it's for life. At Brockwood, students between 14 and 19 explore subjects with a sense of inner curiosity. A course on literature may include Dostoevsky, Rumi, and Krishnamurti himself. Discussions often spill into forests or over tea. Mornings may start with walks or meditation. Students help cook meals, clean their rooms, and care for the environment. There are no exams, but students create portfolios of learning that demonstrate growth, not performance. Teachers come from across the world, not just with credentials, but with commitment to awareness, listening, and non-authoritarian teaching. A third example is Oak Grove School in Ojai, California, founded in 1975. With annual fees of around $24,000 to $28,000 USD, Oak Grove combines Krishnamurti's philosophy with a distinctly Californian tone. Outdoor classrooms, music festivals, and plenty of space for creativity. But the heart remains the same. No fear, no psychological pressure, and no spiritual hierarchy. Children as young as 3 are encouraged to explore inner silence. Teenagers are taught conflict resolution, not just calculus. Education here is a path to awakening, not achievement. What unites all these schools is not their syllabus, fees, or campus, but a shared commitment to inward freedom. In Krishnamurti's view, fear is the beginning of all distortion, and unfortunately, traditional schooling begins in fear of punishment, of failure, of being wrong. These schools offer the rarest thing in education, a space where the child is seen not as a vessel to be filled, but as a mirror reflecting the world. Students aren't told what to think, but how to look deeply without judgment. In doing so, they touch intelligence, not intellect. Of course, these schools aren't for everyone. They are small, intensely reflective, and often expensive. Some critics call them too philosophical or utopian. But for those who have walked their halls, they leave a lasting mark. Alumni have gone on to become scientists, artists, educators, and most importantly, human beings with deep clarity and empathy. In a time when the education system is under fire for its harshness and irrelevance, Krishnamurti's vision feels not outdated, but prophetic. If you're a parent seeking not just success for your child, but sanity, not just intelligence, but insight, then Krishnamurti schools might be the path you never knew existed. Rishi Valley, Brockwood Park, and Oak Grove are more than campuses. They are sacred spaces where the mind can flower without fear. Share this video with someone who still believes education can heal, not harm. Subscribe to this channel if you want more stories of spiritual education and conscious living. Because real learning begins not with answers, but with attention.